Let me pipe up real quick. Some of y'all keep saying sorry like it's part of your name. Sorry I took so long. Sorry for being honest. Sorry for needing space. We're not doing that no more. You don't owe nobody an apology for healing, for growing, or for outgrowing what made you small. See, somewhere down the line, somebody taught you that being agreeable was the same as being lovable. That staying quiet meant you were good. Quiet don't mean peace if your spirit's screaming inside. And good don't mean whole if you gotta break yourself to be it. You ever notice how folks get comfortable with the version of you that didn't speak up? The one that says, I'm fine when it's not. Smiles to avoid conflict. Taking the blame just to keep the room calm. That version of you was surviving. That version knew how to blend in. How to apologize for breathing too loud. But surviving ain't the same thing as living. Let me ask you something. Why is it easier to say sorry than it is to say no? Why does your throat tighten up when you try to speak what is real? It's because you've been conditioned. Trained to think that your feelings were too heavy. Taught to be light. Taught to be soft-spoken even when your soul was screaming out. That's not love, that's performance. There's a difference between being accountable and being addicted to peacekeeping. Some of y'all apologizing for stuff you had no business carrying in the first place. You're saying sorry for having emotions. Sorry for having needs. Sorry for saying this don't sit right with me. But why should you be sorry for being aware? Why should you apologize for clarity? Look, you're not hard to love. You're not too much. You just stopped being small for people who preferred you silent. And the moment you speak up, watch folks start getting uncomfortable. Not because you're wrong, but because they benefited from the version of you that kept quiet. Don't mistake guilt for growth. Just because you feel bad, that don't mean you're doing bad. That's your old wiring fighting back. That's your people-pleasing muscle twitching. When you choose peace over performance, you lose yourself in the process. Let me say this clearly. You're allowed to walk away from what drains you. You're allowed to say no without a 20-minute speech. You're allowed to change the rules when the old ones were built on your silence. And you don't gotta say sorry for that. You think your peace is selfish? Nah. Excuse me. Your peace is sacred. Your peace is earned. If protecting that peace makes someone uncomfortable, that was never your people to begin with. They say you've changed. You'll tell them, yeah, I had to. They'll say you're different. You'll say, yeah, growth did that for me. They'll say they miss the old you. You'll look them dead in their eyes and say, I don't. That old version of you apologized when things weren't even wrong. That version dimmed their light just so nobody else felt insecure. They took silence like medicine when the disease wasn't even theirs. So this new version of you, this version speaks with a full chest. This version don't need validation to know what's real. This version sets boundaries without the itch to explain. Man, I'm struggling with my pipe, yo. Not everybody gonna like it when you like that. But that ain't your job. Your job is to show up. Your job is to heal loud enough that the younger version of you finally feels safe. Your job is to stop saying sorry when what you really mean is thank you for your patience. If you needed a sign to stop shrinking, this is it. If you needed permission to stop apologizing for what makes you whole, this is it. If you needed somebody to remind you don't have to keep carrying what ain't yours, this is your reminder. You don't owe them an apology for becoming who you were always meant to be. You just owe yourself the freedom to stop saying sorry for finally coming home to you.